Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys 1/6 scale Disney Plus figure unboxing and review. Today, we're taking a look at Kate Bishop from Hawkeye. Now I got mine from Pop Collectibles at a discount. As always, do your own research, make sure you're comfortable before buying. I have popped the link to their website in the description below, as well as the coupon code Justin's Collection for 5% off if you do decide to order from them. While you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button, so you're notified as soon as a brand new Hot Toys review goes live on the channel. As for the box art, the purple color scheme, the Christmas scene in the background, the yellow Hawkeye logo, it all just works for me. This looks absolutely stunning. We've got Kate Bishop front and center, and no, unfortunately, that's not the actual figure. Then down below, her name. Going with a gradient for the purple, so it's darkest top and bottom, then light in the middle, so it draws your eye to what's going on in the center. That was a nice touch, and they've also gone with a satin finish. So everything over the top of that, this strip, the Hawkeye symbols, the bullseye made up of dots, that does stand out against the purple background, which I'm pretty sure is what they were going for. Around the back, we still have the gradient, but now we have warnings and legal information in the middle. And the strip that all of that stuff sits on is done in high gloss. And we've got a little bit of a silhouette of a cityscape top and bottom. Then they've added in those bullseyes made up of dots for a very comic book style feel. This box art, and I just noticed that this front strip is also an arrow. Oh yeah, I love the way this looks. They've even gone so far as to make the shape of the open window showcasing Kate inside the Hawkeye symbol. On the side of the box, Kate Bishop and another Hawkeye symbol. Then around the back, this artwork is sick. It's just a bit of a kick in the teeth because Hot Toys are releasing Kate. Obviously, we have her here. But they're sure as shit not releasing Lucky and Clint for some reason. I could have sworn now was the time to get the ultimate version of Jeremy Renner as Clint Barton, in a kind of comic book style outfit with all of that extra purple. But Hot Toys, it seems, didn't agree, and all we're getting is Kate. I'm not complaining, Haley Steinfeld kicked ass as Kate Bishop. I just wanted Clint and Lucky as well. We have her name over the top, and this quote I actually really like. This holiday season, the best gifts come with a bow. Well, let's find out. Well, it's not really holiday season, but then again, it's always kind of Christmas for us collectors when it comes to unboxing Hot Toys. Corny, I know. First in-hand impressions for Kate. So far so good. I like the feel of the outfit, the proportions, the body. It's ticking a lot of boxes, and while I can't quite see the head sculpt yet because it's hidden behind plastic, I'm really excited to get this figure set up and in my Disney Plus display. What we are going to do now, though, is get all of her accessories laid out in the light box and take a closer look at everything she comes with. Starting off with the display base first, I love the artwork here. It's bright, it's colourful, it's eye-catching. They've also gone with the hexagonal style base, just like the rest of the Marvel Disney Plus figures. On one side, a silhouetted image of Kate, it's nice and textured and grippy, whereas on the other, it's very high gloss, and we have the Hawkeye show logo that does pop against the purple background. Around the front, Kate Bishop for the nameplate, although the font is different compared to usual. Not sure what's going on there. I still like it though. Then up top, an adjustable crotch grabber. They've actually made the arms of the bow a little bit flexible. They are still thin, relatively rigid plastic, so don't flex them too much. It's just enough so that when you pull the real elastic string back, it convincingly flexes in just like a real bow would. Around the front, we have some wood grain texture printed on the surface. Not sculpted, it's very smooth. That's okay, it's just for aesthetics. Then top and bottom, we do have some pops of white for these little arrowheads. You also do want to make sure that when you have the arrow resting on the bow, it sits on this piece right here. The quiver is one solid sculpted piece of plastic. There's a lot of texture here, and this looks like some purple fluffy padding so that the arrows wouldn't rattle around inside the quiver. You do have a couple of connection points, and down below they've sculpted this little strap so it looks like that's what's holding the piece together. Now you can remove the arrows, of course, and you do get 6 in total. 3 of these translucent purple ones, the end piece is translucent, the rest of it is just black, and 3 of the metallic silver ones. You do get 6 arrowheads in total, 5 of which are unique sculpts. You do get 2 of these ones, just generic spiky arrowheads. and they are very spiky, so please be careful not to prick yourself. Then at the end, there is this little notch so that you can slot this into the string when you have her in a bow and arrow shooting pose. The other arrowheads, they just pop on, it's really straightforward to do. You literally just remove it and switch out for one of the other trick arrowheads. Now, I'm not sure which one is my favorite. I do like this metallic green one, but I am potentially leaning towards this one because it does have some extra detail around the front. I'm pretty sure this is the one that splits into multiple little arrowheads. I could totally be wrong on that. And lastly, a full array of hands, ranging from closed fists to bow gripping hands to open palm hands, and of course, arrow/string pulling hands. I was really impressed with the prototype hands. They actually looked like purple velvet. Here with the final production version, a little bit of a step down, still good though. We have some stitching sculpted in, you can also see some skin tone, and they've even sculpted the fingernails. What we are going to do now though is get Kate Bishop herself out here. Standing straight up and down in the lightbox, no crazy poses or accessories or anything like that. Well, except for the quiver and the arrows, I just wanted to pop them on to complete the look. I really like this release. She's not perfect. We do have to talk about the ankle joints and the whole ponytail situation, plus the likeness, depending on personal preference. My personal preference is that this figure is pretty darn fantastic. The proportions are very realistic, she looks nice and natural, and you can get her arms very flush down by her sides, even with that harness going underneath her armpit. And that helps make her look even more natural. The outfit is accurate, and the material choices are really solid. They've gone with less screen printing, more so just stretchy spandexy fabric, which is great for posing. That means you're not going to have creasing and damage. There is a little bit of screen printing, not in the high traffic areas though, so a bow and arrow holding pose should be no problem. My favorite part about this release though is the head sculpt. I cannot get over how good this looks. And I also don't know why it's so controversial. I guess you will have to let me know what you think of it down below. The only thing that could have made this figure better is if they'd included Lucky the pizza dog. I would have loved to have seen the goodest boy in 1/6 scale. Unfortunately, they didn't. Up close and personal, kicking things off with Kate's head sculpt. I was worried about this head sculpt. Usually Hot Toys do struggle with head sculpts of young people and female characters. Young people because they don't have extra skin detail like skin tags and wrinkles and crow's feet. And female characters because they seem to always give them that weird dead-eyed stare. We all have owned, at one point, at least one Black Widow figure with that weird dead-eyed expression. This head sculpt suffers from none of that. I can see Kate Bishop, I can see Haley Steinfeld. I think the likeness is pretty darn strong. It's not perfect, and from certain angles, I start to lose it. Then again, likeness is subjective. Maybe you see it from every angle. That's why I'm twisting it round so you can see it yourself, make up your own mind. The paint applications, subtle skin texture, but it's there, a couple of wrinkles and freckles. And I particularly like this little cut with the strip over the top, and you can see the cut itself poking through ever so slightly. We do have these dangly bits of hair. They are rubbery plastic, so I'm not worried about them breaking at all. Around the back, she does have her ponytail, and it is pegged in on a ball joint. There is a little bit of a gap, which we will address later, but I'm pretty sure they had to do that just so this could be articulated. There is some sculpted texture for the strands of hair, and even the hairline is super well done. There's a little bit of subtle shading. You can see the gap where this hairpiece has been glued in. From a distance, it's not an issue. And you can't see the connection between the neck and the head sculpt front on either. You might think that the quiver would get in the way of the ponytail or vice versa. Not really a thing. You can just adjust the ponytail either behind or in front of the quiver because that ball joint is pretty forgiving. The quiver itself does just slide in. It's nice and textured, and we do have the pop of purple up the top. Then the arrows do just sit in there a little bit loosely, but when you have them all in there, they do seem to compact themselves and fill out the quiver, so they're not rattling around or anything. It's pretty secure. The quiver itself is on this harness/strap, also rubbery plastic, and you can see that her outfit is made up of multiple different colors of purple and styles and textures of fabric. So, to count them down, we have screen printed dark purple down the middle with this faux zipper that's also screen printed, a lighter purple Hawkeye logo, then underneath you can see the collar of the shirt poking up through it. Then we have different screen printing on the side. This is kind of like a vest. Then the sleeves are asymmetrical, another Hawkeye symbol also screen printed, but the sleeve itself is stretchy spandex, which is just perfect for posing. Up here we have a shoulder pad with this carbon fiber texture that's accurate to the show and it's free floating. Some more screen printing, an elbow pad of sorts, and also this guard that protects her forearm from the string of the bow. This is also adjustable. This, being the darker purple, contrasts everywhere, like I said, asymmetrical, and this is stretchy spandex. For arrow shooting poses, I reckon this is going to be perfect. The belt is a free floating rubbery piece of plastic, it's textured all the way round, and the belt buckle is nice and glossy. Now, it is supposed to droop down on this side a little bit more, and I think that's just simulating gravity. These arrowheads are heavier, therefore the belt is being pulled down. The arrowheads are made of solid plastic, especially this spiky one. I would say be careful. They are nice and thin, which is accurate to how arrowheads should be. In 1/6 scale, it's just a little bit nerve-wracking, especially when you're bringing the leg forward and it will be bumping into these arrowheads. They are slightly smaller than the ones that plug onto the tips of the arrows, and I think that's by design because if these were any bigger, they would be even more cumbersome to work with, and they would bump into the thigh constantly. The pants are black for the most part. We do have some screen printing, predominantly around the back, which looks cool. I just wish it was around the front so we could see it better. You also have this thigh strap holster situation going on, and while I like the way it looks, it also slides around a lot and falls down, which can be frustrating. The buckles are real, you can undo this, and the pouch is in the shape of the Hawkeye symbol, kind of, sorta. We also have some screen printing for the ribbed knee pads. This one sits lower than the other one does. And lastly, for the boots, it's a split cut boot design. And they've added a little bit more of the zipper down on the inside, so when you bring the foot forward, it continues down. It doesn't look like a completely broken up sculpt. It's also slightly open up top. The zipper is painted in silver. There is a touch of speckling of dirt and grime over the top. Not too much to be distracting, just enough to add some visual interest. And on the underside, some fully sculpted tread. For a quick side-by-side comparison, this looks so freaking good. Hot Toys Kate Bishop and Hot Toys Clint Barton, specifically the Civil War version. Now I know it's not the right outfit, and I'm hoping someone makes that Hot Toys or third party, I don't really care at this point. Right now, this is the best pairing we have to work with, and in my display, I'm gonna have to sort myself out a second Clint Barton from Civil War because these two, I've got to display them together. The purples on the outfits play off each other really nicely, and while the head sculpt is a little bit outdated on the Civil War version of Hawkeye and the skin tone is a touch too tan, I still think they're perfect companion pieces. Okay, this is one hell of a big figure. I keep forgetting how big So Toys Kingpin is. This is the Kingpin specifically designed to go with this Kate Bishop from Hawkeye. So now that we have these two, am I going to try and put together a Hawkeye shelf with the Civil War Clint, this version of Kingpin, and Kate Bishop? Oh, you bet I am. Kingpin, of course, is significantly taller than Kate is. Now we just need a Yelena in the black cat suit that we saw her wearing in Hawkeye, just to complete the set. Cat suit as in burglar outfit, not Catwoman outfit. Hopefully that wasn't confusing for anyone. We don't have that, but we do have the Black Widow version, and I freaking love Yelena. She's badass, she's funny as hell, and Florence Pugh kills it in the role. This Black Widow version of Yelena is incredible. For those of you who want a Yelena and you don't have one, go ahead and get this before it's gone, because who knows if we're going to get another Yelena. Compared to Kate Bishop, she is a little bit shorter, and I'm fine with that. I don't mind having a little bit of a height difference between these two characters. Same thing here, there is a height difference. Tom Holland as Spider-Man is a little bit taller than Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop. And seeing as though these two were both based in New York, maybe Kate has moved on to the farm where Clint lives, who knows? In the Hawkeye show, that was the very same Christmas tree that Spidey was swinging past in his new suit at the end of No Way Home. So if you did want to have these two young crime fighters standing next to each other, This is what that looks like. I almost forgot about Ronan. Technically, both Clint and Kate wore this outfit in the show. So, if you wanted to pair up Kate in her Hawkeye outfit alongside this guy, I know not technically accurate because Clint wasn't wearing this when Kate was wearing her outfit. You could. Nobody's stopping you. Heck, I'm even tempted to do that myself. Going over articulation, I'm pretty curious to see what's going on here. I'm 99% sure that this is a new body specifically for Kate. Starting off with her head sculpt, it's on a double ball peg and a fixed neck. Looking forward to there, just be mindful of the ponytail, which is also on a ball joint. It can collide with the quiver. Looking up to there, so not a ton. You also get swivel and pivot side to side. The arms will go up to there. This side might be a touch more restricted than the other just because of the shoulder pad. They will go forward and back. There's a butterfly joint at the shoulder that also hinges up and down. Swivel at the bicep, double bend at the elbow going past 90. Then for the wrist peg, it's a hinge and swivel. The torso crunches forward and back more than I was expecting. You also get swivel and pivot side to side. The legs do go forward to there. There is padding and they're fighting me. They will go out to there. You also get a swivel at the upper thigh. Double bend at the knees going past 90. You are fighting this ribbed screen printing the whole way, so just exercise a little bit of caution. While the ankles are a split cut boot design, the peg itself isn't a double ball peg. It's the Wonder Woman style joint. Think like a massive wrist peg. So when you have it set up to go forward and back, you do get swivel. If you want ankle tilt, you have to rotate the joint inside the foot, then you'll be able to access that joint for ankle tilt. Moving on to the 3 cool and 3 annoying things. While I like customizability with my figures and their outfits, I also like things to be nice and solid. This thigh holster strap thing is the opposite of that. It falls down constantly. There isn't enough friction on these smooth pants to keep these straps in place. The second annoying thing is a super teeny tiny minor one, but it's bugging me. It's the gap between the ponytail and the head sculpt. I know it's to allow articulation. I still think they could have gotten the tolerances just a little bit tighter. And yes, I have pushed this in all the way. This is as far in as it will go. You'll only really see the gap from certain angles. Still definitely there. I think it's time to do away with the hinges and swivels for the ankle joints, the Wonder Woman style joints that can only go forward and back, or you can have ankle tilt. You have to rotate the joint inside the foot. It's really hard to do. People break the pegs. I just don't like being restricted to one axis of motion. If we had double ball pegs, we would get forward and back, and we'd have ankle tilt at the same time. The first cool thing is how tight and compacted the arrows are in the quiver. Yes, if you start to take them out, they might be a little bit less so. Right now, with them all in here, they are very snug. They are not rattling around at all. The second cool thing is all of the little arrowheads. Having multiple different styles and being able to switch them between the 2 types of arrows, I thought would be way too fiddly. It turns out it's not. It's fun. And that just means that this figure is even more customizable. The third cool thing does seem like a no-brainer. If you have a character that's known for shooting a bow and arrow, that character immediately should get double bend elbows, no question. Whereas with previous Hawkeye figures, a lot of them only had single bend elbows, which did make doing bow and arrow poses very difficult. They did have exposed joints, and maybe that's why they went single bend. Still, I'm glad Kate has double bend elbows. Wrapping up on Kate Bishop by Hot Toys from Hawkeye. I'm a Hawkeye fan. In fact, it's my favorite Disney Plus show. Yes, even more than WandaVision. Seeing the Avengers 1 flashbacks from different perspectives. Seeing Kingpin in the MCU for the first time. Having Clint teach Kate Bishop, all of that stuff was awesome, and the chemistry between the 2 Hawkeyes, I loved it. So when Hot Toys announced Kate, I was like, oh yeah, let's go, Clint, Kate, lucky, no problem. Well, we didn't get Clint, we only got Kate. I'm not fine with that, I'm just okay with that. I would like to see Clint at some point, but right now, I guess this is the only figure we're going to get from the series, at least officially. Hopefully third-party companies pick up the slack and give us a Clint, because Hot Toys, they just aren't interested in Jeremy Renner, it seems. Either way, this release is fantastic. If you're a fan of Hawkeye and you liked Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop, go ahead and get this figure. I do not think you're going to be disappointed. The proportions, the outfit, the stretchy spandex, how natural she looks being able to bring her arms down by her sides, and the accessories plus the head sculpt. This figure is very solid. Like I said, I do not think you're going to be disappointed. Now, I got mine from Pop Collectibles at a discount. As always, do your own research, make sure you're comfortable before buying. I have popped the link to their website in the description below, as well as the coupon code Justin's Collection for 5% off if you do decide to order from them. While you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video.